But meanwhile, the real economy is grinding to a halt. We're already seeing layoffs. We're seeing order cancellations. We're seeing price increases. Walmart just said that we should be bracing for price volatility, and that's Latin for price increases. So, beyond Trump, beyond politics, we're seeing massive effects play out in the real economy right now. And so, Scott, what do you think we as regular people can expect? And is there anything we can do to sort of brace ourselves for this change?
I'm going to write me a letter. But I do think your representative in Congress does listen, and they track very closely the calls they get. So I do think if you think that these policies don't make sense, I think reaching out to my representative is Lois Frankel. She's a Democrat. I'm pretty sure she's, on board with how I feel. But if you haven't heard, or, if you wonder if your representative has not been vocal enough or is still trying to, bend the knee and bow to dear leader, at some point the dam needs to burst, and the person riding shotgun, the Republican Party that's in control here, needs to say, hey, you're drunk, pull over, stop driving the car this way. Somebody has got to get a sanity check here. So, and then in terms of your own personal behavior, I think that, there's a couple of things to remember. Recognize that this is important, but it's not profound. And what I try to tell myself, I went to the doctor yesterday and my blood pressure had been so good. It's so weird, Ed. I used to love getting my physical. And I think I told you for the first time I had high blood pressure and it just freaked me out. So I took my drinks down from 12 to 16 a week to 11 to 12. But I'm trying to manage my blood pressure. And then this week I go back in and it's totally fucking spiked. But I read something. I've been reading a lot of Buddhism recently because I find it fascinating. And there's so many interesting things in there. And I read this one line that really struck out at me. And it said, when you're healthy, you have thousands of problems. When you're not healthy, you have one problem.
Yep.
And what I would say is to anyone out there that feels emotionally distraught or like this is really taking a mental hit because they look at their phone 15 times a day or they're losing money or they're worried about their job, are you healthy? If you're healthy, you got, 49% of everything, 51% of everything. Do the people in your life who love you and that you love, do they still love you and do you still love them? Then you're right at about 90%. And again, I go back to the same thing, that life isn't about what happens to you. It's about how you respond to what happens to you. And we're probably going to look back on this over the medium and the long term. And this is really rough for people trying to retire because they don't have time to make more money. But over the medium and the long term, the markets tend to be up and to the right, especially if you diversify across asset classes and what we've been saying across geographies. You're going to look back and you're probably 95% of us are going to think, I wish I hadn't reacted so emotionally. Very few of us are going to say, I underreacted, right?